There we go. Let's actually put the mic on. That'd be handy. Shadow Temple. Here is gathered Hyrule bloody history of greed and hatred. Can I walk through any more of these? What is hidden in the darkness? Tricks full of ill will. You can't see the way forward. I think I need to go and get the Eye of Truth. But where that comes from, I don't know. Okay. What is this thing called? A dead end. Watch out for its infinite hands. Aim for the head. Okay. It doesn't seem very dangerous. The hands don't seem to do any damage. Oh, you can kill the hands. Oh. Oh, that. Nothing. What are you? Nothing. Ooh, you got the hover boots. With these mysterious boots, you can hover above the ground. The downside, no traction. You can even use these to walk for short periods where there's no solid grounds. Be brave and trust in the boots. Let's trust in the boots. Okay. But what am I hovering over exactly? I need to get the Eye of Truth. Easy. Big chest. Ba 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 ba. Yo, Brosis, how are we doing? Okay, dungeon map. Let's figure out what on earth we're doing. Trying to go down. No. No. Oh, sorry. Only one who has sacred feet can cross the Valley of the Dead. Wow, I've got floaty feet. But that is a closed gate. No. And that's where I came in. What's this thing in the middle? Ah, can you push that? Make my beak face the skull of truth. The alternative is descent into the deep darkness. The skull of truth. Well, that one had a door behind it. Let's try that one. That is not the skull of truth. They all look the same. How do we get the eye of truth? Are these torches? Can I light them? No, they are not. Right. Ooh, okay, can't do that either. Right. Noted. Puts me back here. Okay. Well, let's go to Kakariko Village and try and get the Eye of Truth. Now, who would know? Why haven't I been in this village? Oh, no, let's not burn you alive. Let's take that off the hotbar before I waste all my magic. You bred a pocket cuckoo. I don't get goosebumps from this baby. They're very good at getting lazy late risers out of bed. Haven't heard of them before. It makes them very happy to grow cuckoo, especially when it wakes up a very heavy sleeper. However, my cuckoo is not entirely happy right now. You look like you're good at handling cuckoos. Here, take this egg. After the cuckoo hatches, bring it to me, and I'll check out its mood. What do you think? Will you try? Oh, doing this again. You borrowed a pocket egg. A cuckoo will hatch overnight. Be sure to give it back when you're done with it. Okay. Oh, what's down... Did I do anything down the well? I said there was an evil thing down there. That's a bit weird, but there's nothing to do there. Is that something you do as a youngling? Maybe it is. Must be someone that can tell me. Oh, hello. What a beard. Oh my lord. I love it. The windmill draws up water from the depth of the well. Now the well is dried up though. Brr. Let's try Young Link. That is not what I wanted to do. How do I walk back to the Temple of Time? Can you do that? Let's just walk there then. It's only around the corner. I feel like I'm running slower with these boots on as well. Because there's no friction. Let's switch those out. Back to classic Link. Classic vanilla Coke Link. Oh, I don't even need the horse, it's literally there. Oh, these guys. What are these even called? I didn't... A re-dead. Its gaze will paralyze you. If it bites you, tap any button to escape. Oh, magic. I think this is the first time I've actually gone back to Young Link. Hey! This means I'm probably on the right track. You destroyed the wicked creatures that haunted the temple and awoken the sage. But there are still other sages who need your help. In order to awaken all the other sages, you must become even more powerful. You must travel over mountains, underwater, and even through time. If you want to return to your original time, return the Master Sword to the pedestal of time. By doing this, you will travel back in time 7 years. The time will come when you'll have to return here quickly. I will teach this to you, for when that time comes. The song to return you to the Temple of Time, the Prelude of Light. Upright, upright, lift up. Cool, so that's my fast travel back here. Sorted. You have learned the Prelude of Light. As long as you hold the Ocarina of Time and the Master Sword, you hold time itself in your hands. Link, we shall meet again. Ninja smoke. Where do I get those Deku nuts from? Oh, I love this as a kid. Going back and getting all small again. I've got my old equipment. I've got Boomerang and the Mask of Truth. Okay. Can we warp to Kakariko Village? I don't remember the song. Left, right, right, A. Left, right, down. God, I'll never remember that. Yes, please. Oh, can I get out of here? Just tall enough. This little scary kid, just trying to be all spooky. Ooh, didn't want to do that. Let's try and do that. So, what can we do with this well? Dark, narrow and scary. Well of 3 features. Oh, okay. Oh, it's full of water. Can we dive? No. That guy did say that the windmill draws up water from the well. Do we have to do something to the windmill? Oh. Skipping text, don't do that. Go around and around and around. What fun, I'm so happy. I'm a music man who loves to go around and around, go around and around. I'm trying to come up with a musical theme inspired by this windmill, going around and around and around. How about the song you taught me in the future? How about that for a time paradox? A down up. Oops. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm playing him a song that he taught me in the future because he heard me play it to him in the past. And I learnt that song in the past from my future self when he played it to me because he heard it from me. Bizarre bit of story. Oh, there's an extra entrance in the windmill up there. I didn't see that. I've never noticed that. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. The windmill's gone flipping nuts. That's awesome. Alright, straight down the well. Yeah, there's a little door there. I never really noticed that. Okay, down. Oh, it opened the door as well. I thought it was going to be a bombable thing. Bottom of the well. Right, what equipment do I need as young Link? Got me boomerang. We'll have some bombs. They're always useful. Get by? No, I cannot. What does the low-res JPEG of a skeleton in the well have to say? I can hear the spirits whispering in this room. Look for the eye of truth. That's what they're saying. Oh, that's a wall. A weird-looking room. Okay. They're giving me a Deku stick. Right, what's the plan? This slightly awful looking gash pile thing in the corner. Can we blow that up? Yes, we can. Oh, bomb chews. Okay. Carrier in place with C. It's a new type of bomb that can even crawl up walls. Aim well and release it. Okay. This is our first time getting bomb chews. Let's change out this Deku shield. I don't want to get it burnt off by that big fiery skull. Nice. Okay. Looks like a dead end, or is it? There's a way under. There must be a way to drain that then. If there's a chest down there. We'll come back for you. It's a mummy. I see a mummy. And a lit torch. So I'm probably going to have to light these other torches. Let's... chop this dude down. Oh, it opens up each of the sarcophagi. Ow. Give me a heart. Oh, you can get in. What's in there? Nothing. Useless. It's a levitating mummy. A Gibdo. Its gaze will parallel. Oh, so that's the same as the big, like, beef jerky looking ones as an adult. But they're pre-wrapped. This is a Gibdo to go. Keys. Gotcha. Small key. Okay, well, that's everything in it. There's some more of those birdie statues. Fine. That feels like everything. Oh, not quite everything. I didn't lower the water here. Well, Maybe you come back. Let's explore. Maybe it will become obvious. Oh, Jesus. Hello, face in the wall. This wall, it says something here. Danger above. Oh, well, yeah. Thanks for the warning. That scared the hell out of me, and I don't like invisible holes in the floor. My heart was actually in my mouth for a second there. Right. Bombs. Oh yeah, we can pick these ones again now, can't we? Now we're a kid. Cool. But they've got a terrible radius. Let's just use a proper bomb. As I've got a few. Okay. Oh, it's you. Beef jerky, man. They keep giving me DQ seeds, so I think I'm gonna have to shoot something. Oh, the water hurts you. Okay, don't go in the water. And then immediately fall in the water again. There's some... Oh, there's a chain of bombs. Oh, these are other places you can fall in. I see. And then you can blow your way out from there. Fine. Ah, there's a coin up the top of there. Let's get on that. This place is spooky as shit. I love it. How atmospheric does this feel? It's a bunch of blue rupees. There's another explosion point. And the final rupee. Hear the spirits whispering in this room. Look for the eye of truth. That's what they're saying. Wait. So where am I? So that's there. Okay. Oh, you can just avoid him. He doesn't attack you. That's fine. That's fine. Huh. So I fell through the floor. Just through that thing over there. Let's... Ow. Even through the shield. What does that say? The water flowing out of this statue is flooding the entire floor. Okay, so I've got... Oh, is this a... royal family? Let's unflood this place. There we go. That's a puzzle. Now we're gaming. Bombs. That's gonna put me down there again. I don't want to do that just yet. I want to go and investigate that chest through here. Something useful? A single heart. Okay. Okay. Let's try going just around this way. Any other false walls? Now I've got to run against every wall. See, that's just making me paranoid now. And it's a key! Oh no! So there's actual useful things hidden behind these walls. Oh lord. Okay. Oh, let's bump up against the walls then. Oh, hello, it's what are they called? Like? It's a like. How do we get through there? What does he have to say? Tell me you're facing the wall. Danger below. That's what it says. I bet that's the other point where you drop through. I bet there's a hidden floor in front of it. I'm not going to test it. The other one said danger above and a spider dropped down. So danger below, there's going to be a hole in the floor. I know it. There's a hole in the floor right in front of the door. That's just mean level design. I'm not impressed with that. That is just being rude. Well, we might as well test this while we're here. What do we have? Beef jerky, man. That is incredibly satisfying. How did I miss this the first time? Ah, dungeon map. I don't have a compass though, so it's not terribly useful. Never mind. Oh, you can roll through the edge of the water and it won't get you. Noted. Okay, let's try that again, but we'll just have to remember there's a big old hole in the floor immediately through the door. Because that must... yeah, there's a door there. It must lead through to there. It must do. Let's... It's a bit of an awkward room. And now I'm going to have to do it again. Whoopie-doo. That's it, go back to bed. Pop a squat. So it seems like that hole in the floor is the only one in that room, or at least the only one I can see. I should probably just move well away from that front door, so I don't accidentally drop through the floor for the third time. I wonder if all those bats are still dead. No, of course they're not. Of course they're not dead. Of course they're still alive. There we go. That is not what I wanted to do. Much better. I'll edge around there. Let's go for the door. I'm not going to risk it with the chest. Spider! It's only a little chest. It's only a rupee. Invisible walls? Let's have a look at this map. Oh, so there's at least 2 more rooms in the central area I haven't been to yet. Okay. And then a big rectangular room off to the right. Well, I'm going to have to try this chest. There's another hole in the floor. That was bait. This is starting to get annoying. Oh. Oh. I refuse to come down here anymore. That's it. That's the last time. That's the end of this part of the well. Okay. So, if that's... I need a compass for this to make sense. So if that's the entrance, then... Oh, I've unflooded this bit as well. I didn't realise that. And there's a chest. Bombs. And a crawl space. Well, I have to use that. Thank you. How kind of you. Oh, not these. I'm actually quite low on health. I've got 2 fairies though. That should be fine. Okay, well I guess get captured. Bait him out. One hand. Oh. You're no threat at all, are you? You've just got a massive chin. Ooh. This is going to be the compass. Ah, the lens of truth. Set it to C and press C to look through it. Mysterious things are hidden everywhere. Be sure to try to use it outside of the well. Seeing the truth will cost magic power, so press C to stop using it. Amazing, right. Immediately, hidden chest. Oh, 200 rupees. Now that might be the most satisfying thing that's happened this entire playthrough. I'll just sit here and let the 200 rupees tick up. Yeah, okay. Oh, no, not today. Mr. Spider. Oh, hold on, I didn't really look around with the lens on. You know there's going to be stuff everywhere, at least in this first area. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Well, no more falling down holes, hopefully. Secrets? Nope, no secrets. Oh, hidden door. That's an annoying noise. Death pit. No, no, not these. They're, what are they called? Wall masters. Ah, nice. So that's a hole, but there is a secret door over there. That'll be the compass. Cool. Oh wow, there's loads of chests in this area. What do we got now? Let's look at this map. 3 more. 2 in the central area where I am now. 1 behind me. Oh no. Mr. Greenie. Just doing his business. Ah, it's right there. Small key. And then 1 more over this way. Oh, no, I could see that in that room. That was in the locked bit inside there. Can I just walk around you? Yes, I can. Incredible camera work there. There we go. Deku nuts. We're like most of the way through the game, and you're giving me Deku nuts. Oh. Let's check out this door. Ah, secret ledge. Luckily, that Lens of Truth doesn't use too much mana or magic. Because I feel like I'm going to have it on just constantly for this next dungeon at least. Okay, 1 more chest in the upper left corner. Let's head over there, I suppose. There was a hole in the floor, wasn't there? Let's try and avoid that this time. And then we can bomb that out. I wonder if some of these enemies are perhaps vulnerable to Deku nuts. Anyway. Do I need to be down here anymore? I'm not sure if I do. I could try and mop up all these last few rooms. Oh, let's not walk into you. Oh, thank you. Push me through the wall. Yeah, the map doesn't truly tie up with what's in front of me. Anyway. Oh, that was just that chest I ignored because it was right by a hole. Okay. I think I can leave. I think I can leave. I've got the lens of truth. I wonder if I can just walk back to the Temple of Time. Straight from here. Upright, upright, left up. Yes, I can. Alright, bigify me. Let's go. Let's do this Shadow Temple. See if we can wrap up the rest of this game today. That'd be nice. And I need a Shadow Song, which is left, right, right, A, left, right, down. Yep. Let's do this. Let's put the lens of truth on for the arrows. Yep. Heard all that. So we're looking for the Skull of Truth. This one. Okay. It's just definitely that one. Definitely that one. I thought I pointed to that one before. Maybe you have to have the lens of truth first. There we go. They don't want you fudging it. Secrets? No secrets. I also need floaty boots. Sorry, hover boots. Let's get a run up. I've got no friction. It's pretty cool. Secrets. Can't Can't see any. Okay. Now we're in the dungeon proper. Give me a bomb. Oh, standing on top of it. There we go. Why are you green? Okay, there's me door. And there's me other door. Jesus. Scythes. Let's take off the floaty boots while I do this sort of thing. Didn't even think about holes in the ground. Probably is. No? Okay. Oh, it doesn't do that much damage. I thought it was going to kill me. Is there a way out there? There's a hookshot target. That's... Secrets, reveal yourselves. That's a hole. Okay, small key. Is that this whole room? It is. No, not today. Oh, locked in. It's a Gibdo. Do not do this. Ah, but they do drop magic. That's good. They're very satisfying to kill. Lots of chop, 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 chop. Everything in this game dies in 2 hits, so it's nice to have something you just wail on. Oh no, wrong button. Go away, bomb. There's the compass. Now we can actually see what we're doing. Secrets? No. Huh. Well, somewhere is a door? There we go, that's a explodey wall. Oh, and it needs the key. Okay, cool. 0 keys. Secrets? That's a secret. Ah, long shot can kill those then. Okay, that's cool. I should remember that. One day, I'll make it past one of these without getting clobbered. Perhaps not today, but one day. Hey, rats! It's the Rat Boys! Ah! There you go, one per dungeon. That's what you get. Watch for the shadows of monsters that hang from the ceiling. What, here? Oh, out here. Well... Damn, lots of money. Okay, what do we got then? Oh, that's not a real thing. Okay, this way. It's not too bad. Well, I am getting my health gradually dinks away. So that looks like one way. But there's a rupee puzzle thing over there. Let's check this out first. Secrets, 2 chests, and a like, and a gold spider in there? Ah. Okay. That's extremely mean, but okay. I'm gonna need some hearts if I'm gonna make it out of this place alive. Nope. Stay away from me. I'm not getting sucked into one of them. How do you get those? Is there a thing I can play? Is that a Scarecrow song? No. No. I don't know what that is. What does... spider down. Bat down even. It's not a spider. Arrows. A golden boy. Get in my belly. How many is that now? 38. Okay. Oh no, does that mean the Floor Master, or whatever it's called, is coming back? Oh, and this dude. He's like, oh no! Please don't stab me! My back's exposed! Okay. I very clearly was on that. Well, we'll just go straight across this time. I won't even wait for him. Oh, I know what it is. I need hover boots. Just take this extra carefully. It's lucky there's not a really annoying noise to remind you of your lack of health. That could drive a person crazy. There we go. Now, what are we doing? Are we going all the way over? I've got to kill the laser. We'll do that with you. Oh no, we'll do that with bombs on the left, hookshot on the right. And I want to get rid of... Jeez, I keep forgetting we're in Nintendo land at the moment. A is B and B is A. Secrets? No. Okay, so it's just the one next to me. So what's over on that little ledge over there then? Where does that lead? Nowhere if you don't have a small key. Okay. So if we get a small key, we're heading back to this bit with the spinny spikes. Secrets. Only one with the Eye of Truth will find the stone umbrella that protects against the rain of blades. I see a stone umbrella. That's cool. That was fun. Can you climb on this? No, it's too big. Oh, I'm gonna have to pull this through, because otherwise it's gonna get me as I go through the other side. the noise. I'll push it a little bit further. Maybe I can get it under both of them. Like that. Oh, spider. You can go in there. You can go in there. Arrows. Can we go on the other side? Yeah. You destroyed a gold sculpture. I did. Maybe I don't need to move that. Not sure. Let's pull it back here anyway. There's a space on the floor that looks suspiciously like where I should leave it. Oh, because that makes it so you can climb on it. Secrets. Rat boy. Okay, so we're going over. Little chest. I wish they wouldn't give me 5 rupees. I'd just rather have nothing. Oh, is there a chest behind there as well? Well, we'll have to get that, won't we? Oh, there's nothing. Okay. Well. That's no good at all. Now the block's on the other side. Excuse me? Oh, it's beeping again. She be beeping. But the pot has also respawned. Oh. No. Well. We're beeping, boys. So there is a chest there, you just can't see it. Is this above? Don't know. Oh, unless that switch opens up something. I haven't pressed that yet. There it is. Thank you. Smoky. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, I like the smart pots in this game. They always know exactly what you need and give it to you. And if you don't need anything, they just give you some rupees, which are always useful. Never a bad time for a few rupees. Okay. So. The rat boys pulling my platform around. Let's give the gibdos. Look at that, skillful play. Small chest. Okay, so we've got to hoik ourselves up. Just jump on that one. Oh. I thought I'd be able to. There we go. Not actually sure if that's what they intended, but... Oh no. Straight on the spikes. Let's waste all that health, you know, I've got loads of it to go around. So that's that door, and I still need a small key to get up there. Okay. Oh no. What's attacking me? Send help. What is attacking me? Oh, it's them. Okay. Let's do this the proper way. Oh my god. Gimme them hearts. Is that something I saw just behind the pot though? Yeah. Go, Skulltula. What have we got? A couple of those skulls. Are they fake or real or? Everything seems real. Let's investigate. More bats. Okay, so I can leave. Anything to say? Secrets? Well, that's just begging for a bomb. If a capable person were around to throw one in, that'd be great. Unfortunately, I'm here. Oh wow, that's just destroyed. A small key. Okay, so we're going back through and then up and out. How do we get up there? Oh, that's not even visible, that's mean. Wonder how many people got here and wander around in circles looking for a target. I'm just obsessively looking for holes in the floor now because of that awful section in the well. You're not gonna blow me anywhere, fan. Coming through, stomp a dump. Link's gonna stomp on your face. Oh, drop. Okay. Ah, that's a secret room. What is this? Why is it shooting me? How do I get over there? I guess I have to... Ooh. Oh, the fan propels you as well. I didn't even consider that. Locked in. I'm not locked in with you. You're locked in with me. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Phew. I was lucky. Yep, they love their rupees. Can I blow that thing up in the corner? There it is. Yeah. And it's got a chest. Some hearts would be nice. I will take the small key. Nuts. Rupees. Oh, shit. Throw it away. So I can go out there now. Doesn't appear to be anything else. What's that? Oh, it's a bell. I thought it was like a giant vegetable, like an onion or something. When I couldn't see the bottom. Okay. You know, from all the giant onions that get hung around on the side of boats. Oh, hello. So, hidden smiley face. No. Oh, this is back to this room. Okay. Is this a shortcut? So if I fuck something up, I can... Oh. Shit, that was lucky. There's an enemy here somewhere. I can hear it. It's a spider. Oh, I'm stuck. Now what? Oh, is that block reset? And I've got to go through the dungeon again. Shit. That's cruel. Let me just double check before we do all that again. Well, that doesn't seem like good level design. I'll have a sip of coffee. A deep breath. Get comfy. And we'll do that bit again. Where were we going? We're just going out the room, aren't we? So, that way. I suppose it won't be that bad now I've got all the doors open. I can just kind of gun it. This way? Aha. Except now I know. I know you're there, I just... I'm incapable of pressing the buttons to kill you. And there was another one up here. And I'm wearing the hover boots, so I've got no traction, so I slide. Shit. generous. The Zelda gods are watching me. Okay, we're back here again. No, we cannot do this with regular booties on. Let's... Oh, it's gone. Okay, well. Let's wait for that to drop again. No risks. There's no rush this time. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, just. And now we're going back across the little invisible bit. There it is. Oh, and this was heavy boots. Just having a stroll through here, don't mind me. Hello, boss. Another heart, lovely. Oh, don't roll off the edge. Now you can roll off the edge, if you're allowed. Let's see, can we just go through that door? Question mark? It's just a gibdo. Sneaky chest. Some errors. What does he have to say? Here, I can hear the spirits whispering in this room. Those who have sacred feet should let the wind guide them, then they will be led to the hidden path. That's what they're saying. So I was on the right track earlier. When I... Oh. Getting burned up. When I waited for the wind... Well, I didn't wait for, but I let the wind carry me through the hidden door. Ouch. Okay. Lesson learned. Do not climb up there. Oops. Okay. So we're boarding the ship. We're boarding the ship. I vaguely remember this bit from donkeys years ago. I think you get attacked. But I don't remember anything other than that. What am I playing? It's the Triforce sign, so Zelda's lullaby. That seems to work. Ah, I see the spider. Top left. That's what was chiming at me. Oh, that's it. The boat sails up the river, and you've got to fight off the enemies till you get to the end. Got it. Oh, if I'm fighting, I'm going to take off these boots. Come on. There's the end. Yup. Oh, the ship is shipping. The ship is sinking. Abandoned ship link. There's a door. What's through there? Oh, fuck. Oh, I don't like this. These are the ones that exploded from the forest temple? Yep, they are. No, off. Oh, shit bollocks. Where's he gone? There he is. Oh no. That's how I did it. Whew. That's where we came in. Okay. So. Let's find some health. Oh, I'm locked in. Oh, with an invisible one. Amazing. That is the most infuriating button combinations to turn off the lens of truth and then try and get an attack off. That is absolutely horrendous. What you got? Small key. Sure did need that heart. Okay. How's the map looking? We haven't looked at that in a while. Pretty good. How many chests have I missed? Almost none. Missed a little room there. Not sure what that is. But we're close to the boss. Nearly there. Oh, and everything respawns. God help me. don't remember which room I first came in. Oh look, triple. It's a triple, baby. Secrets. What's behind here this time? How are we doing with spiders? Ah, 40. One more reward. I honestly don't know what the rewards are once you get all the wallet upgrades. So this will be interesting. How are we doing for health? 3 hearts. 2 fairies. That should be enough. No. Yeah. That's just arrows? Stuff? That was just arrows? No. Oh, look at that. That's just money. Why would I care about money? Why would you come in here? Can you go on it? Doesn't do anything. Well, that's a little bit curious. Maybe that's just an item room to top you up with items before the boss. We are pretty close. Yeah. So now I've just got to head through the northmost room in this little diagonal maze. So we're going across that way. Let's see if we can just ignore him. I don't want to mess around with him yet. I don't have the hearts. Fire. Do I have fire arrows? We can burn that down. Oh, Din's fire. Din's fire. Nice. And I burned the Gibdo. It's lucky I remembered that, really. Yeah. If I didn't vaguely remember it was flammable, I don't know how you would figure that out. Other than they look a bit wooden. Boss key. Now we're in it. Now we're up against it. Dum 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 dum. No hearts though. They're really leaving you to get on with it. Right, which was the entrance to go back? Right hand side. So we're going down that way. Like that. I see a pot. Please have a heart. Please have a fairy. Be nice. Arrows straight into the abyss. Literally nothing. Okay. Okay. Is that... No, that's actually not there. Okay, Ah. blow you up. Is that our way across? Yeah. I do not want to fall in. I don't have the hearts to spare. Secrets. Pots. Health, please. Magic. Arrows. Is that hidden Song of Time block? That's what they are sometimes. There it is. That's an extremely unintuitive mechanic. And that is a scarecrow guy. I still don't think I've set this up properly. It never works. There we go. Hook shot. Don't mind me, just hook in your face. Hello, friend. Well, now my health's a bit more respectable. I'm slightly more confident about beating this. Look at that. Let's put on the hover boots. Let's save, just in case. There we go. Boss time. Oh, game. I didn't do that. What's a drum? Oh, it's the floating eyeball man. And the hands, that's it. Damn, I'd forgotten this guy. Boom. 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 Are the hover boots going to help me here? I seem to be getting thrown about like nobody's business. Let's take those off. I missed completely. Okay. Oh, how'd you defend against that? Oh, like that. Okay, it's not too bad. Oh. No. Oh, one more. Nice! That was getting a bit hairy. Still had 2 fairies. But it's always nice not to die. That is a cool boss. It's an annoying boss, bouncing around, but it's a very cool looking boss. That's very Majora's Mask, that one. Yeah, you can see they've sort of borrowed that style from Majora's Mask. Give me that heart. Stop that beeping. Phew. I've earned my coffee. The boy with the noble Zelda's Ocarina. As I expected, you have come. I am Impa, one of the Sheikah. I am Princess Zelda's caretaker, and I am also the sage who guards the Shadow Temple. We Sheikah have served the royalty of Hyrule from generation to generation as attendants. However, on that day 7 years ago, Ganondorf suddenly attacked, and Hyrule Castle surrendered after a short time. Ganondorf's target was one of the keys to the Sacred Realm, the hidden treasure of the royal family, the Ocarina of Time. My duty bound me to take Zelda out of Ganondorf's reach. When last I saw you, as we made our escape from the castle, you were just a lad. Now I see that you have become a fine hero. With a big pointy nose. There's nothing to worry about, the princess is safe now. Soon you'll meet Princess Zelda face to face and she will explain everything. That is when we, the 6 wise ones, will seal up the evil king and return peace to Hyrule. I have to stay here. You go to Princess Zelda's side and protect her on my behalf. Now I put my power, which should be helpful to you, into this medallion. Throw 'em up, Link. Up them deuces. Link's getting into disc golf with a frisbee. You receive the Shadow Medallion. Impa awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. Please look out for the princess. Gotcha. Graveyard. Cool. Well, we're nearly done. We're approaching the end rapidly. Oh, no. Ignore the graves. We're not doing that today. So what's the last one? The last one is the Spirit Temple. And it's over by the Gerudos. So I've got to go and do all of the Gerudo stuff. Let's cash in this. Is it you? The curse is broken. Thank you. Here's a reward for you. Ah, bomb shoes. I already had bomb shoes. I suppose now I've got more bomb shoes. Okay. Thank you very much. So, plan. Secrets. Horse. Guess you just go there because it's... Oh, there you are. I'll just walk to you. It's the last place on the map you haven't really explored at this stage, I suppose. But I haven't really had a prompt to go there, which is a bit weird. I think they'd give you a little nudge. Hey! There's this bit of the map you haven't visited yet. Why don't you go there? Okay. Okay. What's that under the bridge? Was that a thing? Or am I imagining things? Whoa! Oh, it's a rock. Okay. Well, fine then. It's a hell of a fucking jump, horse. Well done. Hey, buddy. Oh, you were the rude man from the Kakariko village when you were a kid. I am a master craftsman. Those Gerudo thieves, they broke the bridge. I want to fix it, but all of my workers are gone. They said working as carpenters isn't cool, and they went to the Gerudo's fortress to become thieves. Hey you, if you're going to the fortress, would you mind finding out what my workers are doing over there? How many were there? I didn't hear. Okay. I'm just in your house. Oh, it's you. It's the runner. I'm the wandering running man. I've run all over this land in search of competitors who have a true killer instinct. I came here to run through the haunted wasteland, but it doesn't look like good timing for that. Though I want to go back to Hyrule Field, the bridge is, well, as you can see from here, so I'm stuck inside this tent. I don't think I can accept your challenge right now. Hee hee. Oh, oh, oh. Well, let's smash up some rocks, shall we? That's always fun. That one. Poiple? I can hear a spider. No? Yeah. Oh. The chicken hatched from the egg you were incubating. It's the miracle of life. So it is. Well, fuck it. Let's go into the fortress. I'm not going to mess about. You might have to stay here, horse. Oh, this is the training grounds. I forgot about all this. So, stay where you are. I've been captured. Captured and thrown in prison. Oh, that's right. And you got to creep about. Stupid kid. Get in there and keep quiet. Oh, I've got everything I need. Can you hook shot out? I think that's what you do. Yeah. I remember this being just horrendously confusing as a child. I could never find my way around these areas. Once you're actually in, it's not too bad. And then that happens. Okay. Can we jump down? There was a door there. Yep. Here we go. These are what we're looking for. So it's the prison cells. Hey you, young man, over there. Look here, inside this cell. 1 second. I'm just vandalizing this place. Oops. I have no idea where you came from, but you must have a lot of guts to make it past all the guards round here. All of my fellow carpenters are in prison somewhere in here. If you can get us out of here, we'll repay the favour somehow. But be careful, there's sure to be Gerudo guards somewhere around here. Whoa, watch out! Bitch! This is how I play this game. Oh boy, one hit drops you. So you gotta... Okay. Maybe I won't be such an absolute mouth-breathing idiot and I'll pay attention. Oh. Fortunately, they only did half a heart's of damage. I went through my shield. Bastard. Someday, one of these Gerudos are going to figure out how to tie a person up and Link's whole jig will be up. It's me again. Do you remember? Let's fight in the middle. Oh. What do you have to say, Navi? Gerudo Thief. When she drops her guard, attack. If you don't defeat her, you'll be captured. Okay. They take a lot of hits. I must have hit her 10 times. Key. Hearts, arrows, rupees, and a carpenter. Oh no, he doesn't want to talk anymore, he just wants out. Okay. Hello. Did you come here to save me? Oh, that's just swell. I'm Icaro, the carpenter. We were really interested in joining the all-female group, but they locked us up like this, just because we're men. We don't care about Gerudo anymore. They're so rude. 3 of my fellows have also been captured, so please help them escape too. Gotcha. 3 more. Do I remember where I'm going? Do I hell? Well, let's try that door. That seems like a door. John, this is all very trial and error, this area. I'm not actually going to remember all this stuff. That's just... nothing. Now I saw a head over the end there. Can we shoot? Right in the mush. Look at that. That was an accident, but I'll take it. Let's try the first door. Let's not push on to new doors and walk past this one, because we'll forget to come back. We'll take the first door we come to. See where that leads, shall we? Lethal ankle shots. That looks like it. Only one of them though. 2 cells, one carpenter. It's my favourite online movie. Yes, yes, yes. You got the same thing to say as your fellow carpenter? I have no idea where you came from, but you must have a lot of guts to make it past all the guards around here. All my fellow carpenters are imprisoned somewhere in here. If you can get us out of here, we'll pay the favour somehow. Careful, there's guards. Yep, that's exactly what the last guy said. Ooh, watch out. You can shoot him. You can. Ha! Guard this, bitch. I've never done that before. You're a cute kid. Thanks for coming to save me. I'm Jiro the carpenter. These women are so scary. I'd rather work as a carpenter than join them. I can't wait to say goodbye to this place. 2 of my buddies are still being held prisoner. Please get them out too. Sure. Joyous music as he just bowls out of here. You know, master of stealth, Jiro. Okay, well, 2 left. Let's head out again. Well, we can go back down a little. That's where I was before. And this was that little jump I was eyeballing just across there. Okay. Well, let's try this one then. Oh, come on, camera. Don't need to walk right past that. Okay, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, you've no idea where you came from. Lots of guards. All your fellow carpenters have been captured. Oh, okay, I didn't realise. Watch out. Woo! Let's try and work her into a corner. Yep. I wonder if you can stun them with, like, Deku Nuts or something. Oh. Pretty easy, but they're intense fights. There's some interesting AI on those. They know how to defend themselves. Thanks, boy, you're fantastic. I'm Subaru. No, I am Saburu, the carpenter. You're not a Subaru, you're not a car. Have you seen our boss, boy? He's probably worried about me. I have to get back to him immediately. One more of our workers is still a prisoner. Please save him. Joyous music. Ba 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 ba. Okay. Well, I think this is the right way. Oh boy, that is an exposed position. Do not stay there. My rumble pack's going nuts. There is a secret in here somewhere. Can I hammer it, or do I need to bomb it? Let's put down some bombs. Excuse me? Okay, let's not bother with the secret. I'm not that fussed about getting a bit of heart or some rupees or whatever. It won't be that important. Now, if memory serves me, I need to get all the way over to the other side. That door there is what I'm after. I think. Maybe. I wonder if I can... speed up the process a little bit. Oh, there we go. The desert, where the Ganondorf the Evil King was born. I want to go up. No, I did that one. That took me down. I don't want that. Can you hook shot on there? Oh, that was where I was just looking and said was the wrong way. Okay. Well. Let's try that door. Okay. That's there. Let's make this a bit safer. Anything in there? No, I don't want money. I don't want money, I want out. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, there's a big chest over there. Let's go and grab it. Mr. Scarecrow, you still there? Yeah, he is. You're still there? Right in the face. What's this? Don't get many big chests out in the open world. Oh, heart. You've completed another heart. That's 14. Cooking with gas. Not gonna get. Oh, we can just hop across there, I suppose. Is that the one I want to go to? I don't think I've been in there yet. I have been in this one. This is the very first one you go. Okay, we're nearly there. I've explored almost everywhere. There aren't many places left. Although I am rapidly running out of arrows, which is pretty annoying. Can I... arrows in these? There's one of these that goes up to the top. There's a door I'm missing somewhere. Can you just... No, you can't do that. Okay. And now I don't have the arrows to sneak around there either. Shit. I'll have to do it properly. Seriously? Well, how'd you do it then if you've only got one arrow? Can you just run away and come back with more arrows? Is that a thing? If I jump straight in that door down there again. One of these little rooms must have some arrows. There we go. And this puts me in the little courtyard bit. No. Eat it. Right in the mush. Come on. So it's not that one. We tried that. What is accessible from up here? There's two doors there. I've tried both of those. There's that lady. She's in the way. Oh, what about that door directly under me? Is that... No, I've done that door already. Where have I not tried? That one? Let's go up. Let's see what's here. I feel like it's that door there. Because there's no way to access it except from above. Yeah, that's where I literally just came from. And it's the only way to get into that door there. I think. There it is. Whew. Yeah. I've heard it 3 times. You'll repay the favour somehow. Be careful. There's Gerudo guards around here somewhere. Woo! Go on. Oh, That's dangerous. They nearly got me a couple of times there. Yeah, small key. Coming in, Broseph. There we go. I was afraid you were going to forget about me. Now I'm free. Thanks. I'm Shiro. For rescuing me, I'll tell you something interesting about the desert that I overheard the Gerudos talking about. They said in order to cross the haunted wasteland, you'll need the Eye of Truth. The Colossus is on the far side of the wasteland. Okay, now I'm going back to my tent near Gerudo Valley, so drop by sometime. You may find something helpful there. Bye! Goodbye, Mr. Carpenter. Shiro, Jiro, Dopey, and Doc, or whatever your fucking name is. I've seen your fine work. To get past the guards here, you must have good thieving skills. I used to think that all men, beside the great Ganondorf, were useless, but now that I've seen you, I don't think so anymore. The exalted Nabooru, our leader, put me in charge of this fortress. Nabooru is the second in command to the great Ganondorf, king of the Gerudo thieves. Her headquarters are in the Spirit Temple, which is at the end of the desert. Say, you must want to become one of us, eh? Alright then, you're in from now on. Take this. With it you'll have free access to all areas of the fortress. A Gerudo's membership card. You can get into the training grounds in their hideout. Oh, thank you. Yeah, whatever. Don't care. Let's go see the guard I shot in the face a second ago. No hard feelings. Let's go do the training. Gotta be done. Is that the horseback stuff? I seem to recall. Now, where's that secret? My controller's buzzing like a good one. There? There? I cannot find it. It stops buzzing about here. Starts buzzing about there. Still buzzing. Stops about there. So it's somewhere in the middle here. Is it like right bang in the middle? Do I have to use the hammer? Maybe it's not a hole in the ground, maybe it's something else. Oh, is it a lens of truth thing? Alright. I don't know what that is. Hello. Gerudo training ground. Oh, that's where you get the ice arrows. I don't think I can do that yet. I think you need the gauntlets. I need a horse to do this horseback archery. Come, Sugar Cube, whatever your fucking name is, Epona. Where are you? Are you down here? Oh, Jesus. There you are. I'm in your base, riding a horse. Yeah. Here we go. Now you can watch me fail miserably at all the mini-games. Hey newcomer, you have a fine horse. I don't know where you stole it from, but how about challenging this horseback archery? Once the horse starts galloping, shoot the targets with your arrows. Let's see how many points you can score. 20 to start, and you need 1,000 points. Oh, 20 rupees ago, so I've got 25 attempts. How do I shoot? B. What am I shooting? The targets? $1,000 points. Three left. $1,200. Yeah, it's not bad. Fantastic, you're a true master. I'll give this to you. Keep improving yourself. Bit of heart. Anything else? I know some of these have 2 goes on them. You're looking good. Show me your skill again. You should set a new goal of 1,500. Okay. 20 arrows, 1,500. Okay. So I've got to beat. I can't do it. We're fucked. Let's see how close we can get. Beat me old school. At least it's fast. Yeah. Oh, you don't have to get back on your horse. Happy days. Okay, I just need 10 bullseyes. What are the pots worth? I haven't even tried those. $100 each. Okay. So I should probably get all the pots on the way up. And then targets on the way back. Let's... Okay. There's still 2 pots up. Oh no. Very close. If I'd have got those pots on the way up, I would have made it. Okay. And I still missed a pot. Oh no, I need 500. Oh, I was one off! Yeah, quite impressive. I'll go again. If I run out of rupees, I'm actually going to launch this controller out the window. It's happening. Oh, one arrow off. Please, please let this happen. Please, please. I beg of thee. I beg thee. It's a good start. That's a good start. No pots left. Right, this is all on the bullseyes. So about there. Two. Oh! Fuck yes. I'll give you an item suitable for a master. Big quiver. That's what they call me. I walk in the room, the lady's going, here comes Big Quiver. Okay, enough of that. Let's go and do some Zelda-ing in a dungeon. Let's smack my horse out of frustration. I think it's this way. Yeah. Horse doesn't like the desert, I don't think. We'll see. Hello. Hey, newcomer. Can I just go by? I can. Thank you. Hey, rookie. Are you going into the desert? I'll open this gate for you, but you can't cross the desert unless you pass the 2 trials. The first trial is a river of sand. You can't walk across this river. After you cross it, follow the flags we placed there. The second trial is the Phantom Guide. Those without eyes that can see the truth will only find themselves returning here. You're going anyway, aren't you? I would stop you. Go ahead. Yep. They said you can't walk on the river of sand. Maybe I have to hover across it. Yeah. Oh, the Haunted Wasteland. If you chase a mirage, the desert will swallow you. Only one path is true. Hover? It said I can't walk on it. So I'm going to hover over it. Yeah, that looks like the right thing to do, maybe? Dunno. Anyway. Follow the beacons. Follow them flags. Jeez, this is actual 0 visibility. I see that one. And there's another one over there. There. Is the Eye of Truth out? Not really. Hey! What's this? It's a gold spider. Let's light those up, I suppose, with Din's fire. I'll take it. Deku nuts, you know, as you're going into the last temple, what you need is more Deku nuts. Magic fairy? Oh, I can take a fairy. If it shows itself again. Or is it just drifted into the wall? And we'll equip hookshot, I suppose. Yeah, you said that. I acknowledge that. We are in the desert. I'm stood in the desert. There is a raging desert storm going on around me. One with the eye of truth shall be guided to the spirit temple by an inviting ghost. Oh, hello. I'll be your guide on the way, but coming back, I won't play. I'll show you the only way to go, so follow me and don't be slow. Well, come on. Poe. Jesus, don't fat finger the buttons now. Now is not the time. Is that it? Is that the exit? No, we're going back on ourselves. I'm so turned around right now. That's it. This is where we're going. I wonder if you could actually just, you know, find your way through. If you knew the route, but like the back of your hand, could you bodge your way through that? Spirit Temple. Desert Colossus. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, and a bird. Just exploring, game. Stop throwing enemies at me, please. Can you move those? I don't think you can. I think you have to get the strength upgrade to pick those up. The gauntlets, which I think you get fairly soon. Is there anything else hidden in this little grove? Let's investigate while we're at good health. Got a little oasis, although it seems to have dried out. Oh, what's this? What do you want me to do? Play a song? Is that a scarecrow thing? No. What do I do in a desert oasis? Make it rain? I have the Song of Storms. We could try that. A down up. A down up. Oh. Here we go. Put some water in the oasis. Does that do anything? Fairies. That's something, I suppose. Not really what I'm after, but... Alright. Into the temple. Let's take off the hover boots. Every rupee counts. This music's so good. What does that say? If you want to travel to the future, you should return here with the power of silver from the past. Oh, that's right. You have to come back here as a rinky-dinky kid, and then you can fit through those holes. Because I'm not strong enough. That's what the power of silver is. It's the silver gauntlets, isn't it? You're alive. I should have not done that. Is there anything for blowing you up? I've only got 4 bombs. More bombs. Are you alive as well? What are they called? Armos. Do you have anything to say? If you want to proceed to the past, you should return here with the pure heart of a child. Okay. Oh. Being watched. That's Sheikah. Okay. Hello. Past, present and future. The Master Sword is a ship with which you can sail upstream and downstream through Time's river. The port for that ship is in the Temple of Time. To restore the Desert Colossus and enter the Spirit Temple, you must travel back through Time's flow. Listen to this Requiem of Spirit. This melody will lead a child back to the desert. Oh, so that lets me teleport back here as a kid, because the kid won't have hover boots or any of that gumph. A down A, right down A. I see the owl. I see you up there, observing. I haven't spoken to him since I've become an adult. That's... Oh, he's off. And I still haven't. Ninja smoke! Okay, so... Are we going back to the Temple of Time? Turning into a kid? So that's upright, upright, lift up. Yes. That seems like a good idea. Junk. Babby Link. And now we're going back to the desert. And we got all the songs as well, so that's it. A down A, right down A. Desert evening. Let's go. Everything hurts you more as a child, so your health just gets absolutely battered by these, I seem to recall. Let's go and have a look around. See what else there is as a child. What's different? Let's look at the oasis. It's still empty. Suck it. That sure looks like a hole in a wall. Coming through. Ah, I thought this was it. Big triangular titties. The Great Fairy of Magic. I'll give you a magic spell. Please take it. What spell is this? I don't remember. I don't even remember. Nairu's Love. Cast this to create a powerful protective barrier. It's defensive magic you can use with C. Oh. It's in effect only for a limited time, so use it carefully. Okay. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. Aye. I'm sure there was a little spot where you could plant a seed around here somewhere. That sounds like something. I don't remember where. Is it just around here? No. Oh, it's right there. There we go. Beans. Lucky we kept a few of those in our inventory. And I think that floats you up there where there's probably a bit of heart. Anyway. Let's know who's love. Oh, it tells you how much MP it uses. I've never noticed that. 12. That's quite a lot. Because Din's Fire uses a fair chunk. That's double. Okay. Anyway. Oh, hello. I haven't seen you around, kid. What do you want? To see the temple. You're just a kid. The temple is no place for kids. I'm looking for the sages. A sage? I don't know anyone like that. Nothing really. You have nothing to do? What good timing. Can you do me a favour, kid? Wait a second. I want to ask you first. You wouldn't happen to be one of Ganondorf's followers, would you? I hate Ganondorf. Uh-huh. You've got guts. I think I like you. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Naburu of the Gerudo. I'm a lone wolf thief. But don't get me wrong. Though we're both thieves, I'm completely different from Ganondorf. With his followers, he stole women and children, and even killed people. Oh, he stole from women and children, he didn't steal women and children. A kid like you may not know this, but the Gerudo race consists only of women. Only one man is born every 100 years. Even though our laws say that lone male Gerudo must become king of the Gerudo, I'll never bow to such an evil man. So how does this race exist then? If there's only one man every 100 years, so they can procreate outside of the Gerudos, but they can't be a Gerudo. Okay. What kind of name is that? Well, anyway, I want to ask you a favour. Will you go through this tiny hole and get a treasure that's inside? Damn. If you say so. The treasure is the silver gauntlets. If you equip them, you can easily push and pull very heavy things. No, kid. Don't even think about taking this treasure for yourself. The silver gauntlets won't fit a little kid like you if you try to equip them. I want you to be a good boy and give them to me. Oh, yes ma'am. Ganondorf and his minions are using the Spirit Temple as a hideout. Only the silver gauntlets will allow me to sneak deep into the temple. Once there, I'm going to steal all the treasure inside and mess up their plans. How about it? Will you do it? Yes, ma'am. Thanks, kid. You and I, let's give Ganondorf and his followers a big surprise, shall we? If you can successfully get the silver gauntlets, I'll do something great for you. Such as? Hello? Man? I'll step on your balls, man. Oh, come on, Boomerang. I thought I was going to do something incredible there. Kill it by accident. Oh. Do I need to kill that thing in the centre? I'm actually running out of bombs. This is going to be a dilemma. Oh no. The final bomb. Oh, and you do need to do that as well. Shit. That was fortunate. Let's check all these rooms then. Oh, hello. Come on. Phew. Switch behind it. You can't shoot through these, can you? No. Can we go round it with the boomerang? How'd you throw the boomerang in a big wide arc? Wow. Babby pots. Oops. A blue rupee. Trapped. What's that? Can I shoot you? You don't seem to give a shit. Okay. What are our options? Out? Don't shoot me. That puts fire over the door. Oh, have I got to bait him into the fire somehow? That was terrible. Oh. Oh, does he mirror your movements? Stand there, man. Oh. There we go. Cool. It's interesting. Forgot that existed. And then through the door. Oh, I'm sinking. Need a new chair. Watch for the shadows of monsters that hang from the ceiling. Is he going to drop from the ceiling? He is. Oh, he's off. Okay. Ah, laws of physics be damned. Here he comes again. Wait a minute. Get these? Probably not. Guess we're just going up. Is there another one? Climb, 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 climb. Yes, there is. How much are these worth? 5. Okay. Handful of nuts. Now we've got to set those alight as well. That red carpet looks suspicious. Is there supposed to be something there? Okay. Never mind. Whoop. What? Oh, that's why it looks suspicious. It was. Small key. Deedle-dee-dum. Oh, and that's back through that side. Okay. So all I've got left is that little nook. Through there? Maybe? DQ nuts. Bombs. Well, I'm certainly not going to use a stick, so we'll equip the bombs and we'll equip a boomerang, shall we? This looks like something pretty serious. Nuts. I can hear another one, but can't see him. How are we doing on those? Check in. 44. Okay. Okay. Oh no. It's the worst enemies. You suck. We've got Weirdo Face. Show me the light. Well, there's some light coming through the crack. We might have to blow that up or something. Or there's a switch. Just dropped a chest somewhere. There. Oh, 2 chests. Didn't even see the first one. Bomb chews. Ah. 5 rupees. Well, I guess a bomb chew then. That would seem the logical choice, wouldn't it? You've got a timer? Yes, they have. Oh, he's smiling. What a happy boy. Oh. He certainly came out of nowhere. No hearts, no? Okay. Even if that is a scarecrow hookshot point, I can't do it until I'm an adult, because I don't have a hookshot. Oh look, you're gagging to be pushed off of there. I don't actually know that opened. Was it that? Must be that. Oh look, you can get a Goldie boy. Look at that, big yellow tits. Hello. Well, let's not jump down just yet. Let's explore what is available to us while I'm up here. Oh, puzzles. Love me a puzzle. How many of those laser boys are there? 3 of them. Okay. Well. I guess they're a bit easier with the bomb chews because you can just kind of aim in their direction and physics will make sure it gets there because it's in a straight line. Let's grab a few sparklies. What have we got as well here? We've got some blocks. Oh. Okay, so that gives us some fire, which we can use. Spread that about a bit. Like that. Like that. Oh, you gotta be fast with these ones. They go out. Okay. Where's that? That was up somewhere. Over there. Small key. So the light man, little smiley face thing, must need to get dragged into the sun. No. Yeah. That's better. Does it need to be in the middle? Or can I just kind of give him... Yeah, there we go. It's like a house plant. Just give him a little bit of sunshine. I hear you. Heart. Oh, big boy. Let's equip something like a bomb tube. Bombs would be useful. Hello. Oh, that was a big hit. I'm hiding. That's a big hit. I can't fuck about. Right, okay. Oh! It just goes through your shield. Okay. I might have to evade. So he does 2. Oh my lord, that's such a big hit. What are they called? Iron Knuckles. Watch out for the axe attack. It hurts a lot. Strike when it drops its guard. Ooh! It's got a lot of HP. Give me those hearts. Okay. Ooh, going back outside. Hey, what's up, Link? Surprised to see me? A long time in this world is almost nothing to you, is it? How mysterious. Even I thought that the tales of a boy who could travel back and forth through time was merely a legend. Link, you have fully matured as an adult. From now on, the future of all the people in Hyrule is on your shoulders. Maybe it's not my time anymore. Here is my last advice. 2 witches inhabit this temple. In order to destroy them, turn their own magic power against them. Hoot hoot. Do you want to hear what I said again? No. I will continue to watch you. Hooty hoot, hoot hoot, hoot hoot. Thank you, Al. You've been most helpful. I saw a chest. Where am I? I'm outside the temple. Let's not fall off. That would be unfortunate. You found the silver gauntlets. If you wore them, you would feel power in your arms. The power to lift big things with A. But these gauntlets won't fit a kid. Plus you promised to give them to Naburu. You should probably keep your word. Oh. Oh. Hey, where are you taking me? Yarg! Let me go. Become a pirate. Titties? Witches. You fiends! Ganondorf's minions. Link, get out of here. Now! These witches are using black magic. They're sucking me into their black hole. Bye. See ya. Let me just take a little look over the edge. Are you actually gone? Or did I just imagine that? No, actually gone. Oh look, it is a bit hard there. I did remember that. Okay, well we've got the gauntlets. I don't have to give them back to that lady now because she's, you know, been sucked away into the black hole. I think we're going to become an adult again. I think that's the right song. Yeah, there we go. Oh, now we've got gauntlets. Look at that, looking good. What's that? Oh, they're there. Silver gauntlets. Okay. Now I've got those. I can go and see the Gerudos, I think. And do that training course. I think that needed the silver gauntlets to finish. Yeah, let's go do that. We'll just head out to the field and run over there again. Okay. Horse. Ah. To the bridge, my dude. There it is. Let's have a go. This is the Gerudo's training ground. Membership card verified. One try for 10 rupees. Alright, I'll take your 10 rupees and give it your best shot. Alright. If you can overcome the trials in the chambers ahead, then, and only then, will you be qualified to hold our secret treasure. Okay. Oh. Defeat all the enemies in a limited time. Hold on, let's equip a weapon first of all. Why? It's stuck. Oh, I'm sinking. Hold on. I am sinking. It's better. I wonder why I wasn't moving well. That's because I wasn't. Small key. Gather the jewels of white while avoiding traps and danger. Okay. Oh, as if I just missed it. I beansed it. Not that way. This way? They reset pretty easily. One more. What's that for exactly? I don't know what I'm looking for. What is that flashing green? Oh, there's a dude chasing me, that's why. Nothing up there. Oh, nothing through there. Can I go up here and... Right, oh there it is. There it is. Come on, boulder, out of the way. Oh, that's not all of them. Is there a hidden one? There must be something hidden. Why did I not get that? There we go. Is there one hidden up the back here? No. What about all the way at the bottom? Ah. That's an annoying little room. Or maybe I'm just bad at these puzzles. I do have the memory of a goldfish. Without the necessary items, one will be confounded by impossible mysteries. Boom. Oh. Please tell me these don't just spawn. They're not terribly hard, is it? Oh wait, Wolfos. Thank you. Thought that looked fake. Oh fuck. So nothing else in here. Or is that a... Let's... Because I can move that now. I'm gonna take these boots off. Oh shit. My shield is gone. Phew. Let's re-equip that shield, shall we? Then back off. Stun it. No. What am I getting? Whoopee? Another chest. Okay. Let's clear this one. Yeah, good, yeah. Oh, and another one. Okay, any more gold? More hidden chests? Well, that's not even hidden. Just 5. Okay. Okay. I guess I have to use the hidden door. Let's try that. Green is either a block or it's Pierre. Let's try Pierre. A block wouldn't make any sense there, really. I don't think. There he is. That gets me back up, I suppose. Blind the eyes of the statue. With what? My bow. And that's made a chest appear on there. Oh, I can hook shot to it, can't I? I was going to equip the hover boots, but I think I can just do that. Genuinely can't afford to keep getting hit. I don't have the hearts at the moment. Okay. Switch. That's the fire. Oh, that opened the way back as well. Let me go and investigate Pierre up here, because I don't want to move on till I've at least... Oh. Okay then. And that's all there is? That's all there is. Yeah, that felt like a secret. Five small keys. One. Two. Oh lordy, not those boys. Green arrow, green fairy, sorry. 2 blocks, ooh, that's convenient, isn't it? Okay. I think the floaty boot's quite handy here. Well, that seemed to do the absolute sum of fuck all. Okay. What did that switch do? Collect the underwater gems. Oh no, Oh no. Oh, that's okay. 3 hearts. You know, just what I want. Oh. So, we want to grab all of these. We've got to take the boots on and off. Does it float up? Like that? Oh, there's a current as well. That's annoying. Okay. Can we just hook shots and get them? Yeah. You? So you want to stand somewhere over here. Floaty boots. Let's take boots off. I need to bomb the thing in the middle. That. Not too bad. Is there a way up there? Or are they just bait? I think they're bait. Oh, I haven't picked up the key. Shit. It's not the way at all. That way is. And then back over to there, and then up there. another room back here? I didn't look. Or was that fighting room the end? There was another room. Fuck me. Right, back at the entrance. Oh, Navi's flying here. What's she deciding to do? Fairy. Do I catch the fairy? I think I do. Here, please. Oh, okay. Well, I'll use the fairy then. I've already been here. This is a loop. There is hidden stuff in here. I remember that much. But where? There you are! I think that's all you need. I think it's 9. Yeah. Should have spent some rupees before I come here. Wasted so many. Also, let's take those off. ice arrows. Set it to C and your arrows will be powered up. Magic arrow is granted to those who complete the difficult training of the Gerudos, so use it with pride. I've still got 2 keys left. Oh, do I need these to get out? No, I can just come in the way I went. Well. Oh. Bomb juice, that's nice. I used quite a few of them. Arrows. Now I think we can actually get out. Okay, that's I cannot remember the Song of Spirits. Upright, upright, lift up. You can't walk here. Well. Well, well, well. How does... Oh, do you have to follow it through? Like... all the way through there? There we go. Back at the beginning. What did shooting that eye do? I never did do that. Another chest. That'd be something good. Spent 2 arrows for 5 rupees. That's not very clever. Take me to the Spirit Temple. A down A. Right down A. The Desert Colossus. Sure, we'll do that. Okay. Let's get this. These mysterious floating plants. Oh, there's a gold spider. Oh, I'm not going to bother with that. We're almost at the end, oh my lord, of the game. It's 2. 1 going to help me? 45. Sure, we'll get it as it's there, as I've seen it. Where is it? It's not this hill, it's this hill. I think I might give it a break there. I think we'll come back tomorrow and we'll do this last bit of the Spirit Temple. And then kill Ganon. Finish the game. See the credits. This has been so much fun. Only items, gaps in my inventory, just the last arrow, which I think you get in the last dungeon or near the end of this dungeon. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's quit out of there. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for chilling in the chat, chillbrosis. And yeah, I should be around about 7, maybe 8 o'clock on UK time. And I'll finish off the rest of the game. Bye-bye.